I'm Jake, you're watching Gas Guzzlers, and this is Kia's first dedicated EV three-row SUV, the 2024 EV9 GT line. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the exterior of the Kia EV9. Now, you'll notice there is a lot of lighting going on here. Kia says you can actually choose a light dance, a light welcome dance for the EV9 to do as you approach it at night. Now, there are 5 preset light dances you can choose from, but they won't let you design your own light dance. What are you afraid of, Kia? Let us design our own cool LED light dances. I think that would be a really neat feature. You also have these aerodynamic flaps. So you can't see them right now, but when the EV9 needs to cool down its batteries, it's gonna open up some magic flaps. Otherwise, those flaps are gonna stay closed to improve the aerodynamics of the vehicle. Now, Kia wants to tell you, this is a true SUV. This is not just some mall crawler. All right, we got 7.8 inches of ground clearance, and you'll notice there's actually pretty short overhangs, right? There's a short distance between the front or the end of the front bumper and the start of the front wheels. That means that you're gonna be able to approach more aggressive inclines with this. Kia really touts that this is a true SUV with towing capability. We'll talk about that in just a bit. This is $995 ocean blue matte paint. I think it looks pretty cool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, if you want an idea of the size of the EV9, it's a bit longer than the Telluride. You see, we have our auto-deploying door handles right here. Those are going to help with aerodynamics when you're moving. These are going to be flush with the body, make the car more slippery in the air, improving your range. We have 20-inch wheels. You can get 19, 20, 21-inch wheels on the EV9. We have the 20 inches right here. I want to direct your attention to the rear. We have self-leveling suspension in the rear. What's that good for? Well, Kia is touting that this SUV can tow. So self-leveling suspension means when you put a trailer on the back, when the EV9 sags, it's going to be able to raise itself up and make itself level again. That is a really unusual feature. We usually don't see towing in EVs, but perhaps this is a paradigm shift, and we're seeing EVs starting to be used for more options as the technology matures. We have dual sunroofs, so not one big panoramic roof. We got a separate front and rear sunroof. Now, Kia says the EV9 can tow 5,000 pounds. That is pretty impressive. I'm not even sure what you would compare it to. There aren't many electric three-row SUVs. I'll be interested to see how the range of the EV9 is affected when it's towing. Let's open up the rear here. Behind the third row, you're gonna find 20 cubic feet of space. Put down this third row, you are going to find 44 cubic feet of space. Put down the second row, you're gonna find 82 cubic feet of space. Now, the Kia vehicles do have what's called vehicle to load, which means they can output a high amount of power from their battery pack. So you can power not just like a tablet or something, but we're talking full-on electrical appliances. If you saw our Kia EV6 review, you will know that cooking with Kia did not go great and did not get renewed for another season because it's time for Cooking with Kia.
I can't with you, I'm done. I am so done with it.
Why don't you just rip my heart out and put it in the EV6 powered blender? And by that, I mean the auto show would not let me bring my blender in here. But let's get back to the real good stuff. There's something very interesting about the folding seats here in the EV9. Usually, when we see power folding seats, we see a power folding third row, manual folding second row. And Kia's done it opposite. So you have a manual folding third row, power folding second row. And this, I'm now realizing, makes a lot more sense because you're back here at the third row anyways. It's easy enough to manually pull this. It's the second row that you can't quite reach from back here. So making that power operated from the rear with buttons here and having the third row be manual, it just makes a lot more sense. Now let's talk power. This is the GT line, so it's going to be particularly quick. 379 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. Kia is aiming for a 5-second 0 to 60 time. I'm just relaxing here in the interior of the EV9. You'll see I have this great little leg bolster. You really can lean back and take a nap in the front seat here. The seats are very comfortable. They have a synthetic leather. if you come to the DC Auto Show, it's in town until January 28th, 2024, you can sit in these seats and all the other cars here, and you will see that many of them have a synthetic leather to be more environmentally friendly. Now, it doesn't have the real grain to it that real leather has, but it's still soft, durable, all those things that we look for from leather. Really, I have no complaints about its application here in the EV9. Another application I like here in the EV9 is the ambient lighting. You'll see we have these floating panels around the vehicle, and all of them have this very tasteful little bit of light applied to them. I think it looks real good. Some brands go overboard with the ambient lighting. I think they did a nice job here. There's some cool technology in the vehicle. Of course, we have our infotainment screen right here, dual displays giving you all sorts of driver information. We have a full color heads-up display, camera mirror, so it's going to stream from a camera to your mirror right here. So if you have anything tall obstructing the view of the mirror, you'll still be able to see out the back of the vehicle. Other cool technology, how about using your phone as a key? Now, a few vehicles do this now. You can use your Samsung or Apple device as a key to your car. That means you can text the key to someone. And now for the EV9, it is using ultra wideband technology. What that means is you don't even need to take your phone out of your pocket. You can have it in your pocket, approach the car and use it as your key, or text your key to a friend. It really is a crazy world we are in. Now we have the $2,000 second row relaxation package in this EV9, which means we get the same great leg bolster that we had up front. So you can lean back, take a little nap back here. This is gonna be a great road tripper. You know what else helps with that? Look, you have a deployable second row storage cubby right here, so you can plop in whatever you want. And then when you need to climb through, or someone needs to get to the back, you can stow this center cubby right back just like that. That is a really nice feature. Also a really nice feature, Kia is going to be keeping your kids safe. There is safe exit assist. So if the vehicle detects someone is coming in your blind spot, it's going to lock the door here. It's not going to let you open it and hit that bicyclist or car or whatever with your door, keeping your kids safe back here. There is standard tri-zone climate control. That's going to be controlled from this upper panel right here. Now, the third row is pretty tight. If I pull the seat back here, remember it is motorized, I'm going to find that I am about to get squished. You're not fitting adults back here, but you will fit definitely 2 kids back here. You might even be able to get away with 2 teens. And again, you do have some nice amenities back here to make it a bit more tolerable. You have power outlets, you have cup holders, and the second sunroof back here does make for a little more light, makes for a little bit more tolerable of an area. You also have big rear windows back here. That's going to help a lot as well. Now let's talk about driver's assistance features. The EV9 comes with all the standard following and lane detection and such that you expect, radar cruise and all that a lot of vehicles have now, but it also goes a little bit above and beyond. So it has lane follow assist too, so it's going to keep you centered in the lane and kind of be a semi-autonomous system with your hands on the wheel, and it will even make lane changes for you in certain conditions. One thing that I find really interesting is it's called diagonal parking assist. I think I said that right. So it will actually, my understanding is, all these vehicles have some sort of self-parking system on them. This will help you get into a spot that's not directly perpendicular or parallel. I'm interested to see that in action. Hopefully we'll get to see that later this year. In addition, we do have oncoming left lane turn kind of assist. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it's basically the same feature Toyota has been doing for a while, where if you're at an intersection and you're gonna make a left turn, the car is gonna be watching to make sure there's nothing oncoming in the left lane. And if you start to make a turn to the left and there is an oncoming vehicle, it's going to intervene and prevent that collision from happening, or at least alert you depending on the conditions. That is a really nice feature Toyota has been doing for maybe a year or 2 now. I'm glad to see it's making its way into other brands' vehicles. Now let's talk batteries. The standard EV9 is going to come with a 76 kilowatt hour battery pack and a single 215 horsepower motor. Now you can up the battery pack to a roughly 100 kilowatt hour pack. I think it's like 99.8 kilowatt hours if you want to be exact. That's going to come with a single motor by default and that single motor configuration is gonna have 300 miles of range. But this GT line has dual motors, so it's gonna drop the range a little bit to 270 miles of range. Let's talk charging. So 230 kilowatt DC fast charging will allow the EV9 to go from 10 to 80% charge in 25 minutes. That is blazing fast charging speeds. You pull over, go get your lunch or whatever, your battery's gonna be nearly topped up. That is awesome to see. Range anxiety really is no more. Also, something that's interesting, bidirectional charging will come via a software update. So you get a special wall mount. You need a very specific box at your house, but if you get that installed, you plug into your EV9, and then your EV9 can feed electricity into the power grid and into your house in the event of, say, a power outage. And that software update does raise a bit of a philosophical question. Kia is saying this vehicle will get over-the-air updates. And well, that's cool and all, but I just hope cars don't become like video games. What do I mean by that? Well, now it's pretty common to see a video game like, say, Cyberpunk ship in a broken state, and developers then rely on software updates to eventually get the game into a playable state, right? So it releases all buggy and broken. The developers work overtime while it's out to update and fix it. I hope cars don't become like that, where you buy a car, the software doesn't work, and you have to wait months after you bought it for the software to work. Let me know, is that a fear you have? Let's talk about it in the comments below. So to get all of this, you're going to be paying $77,000, nearly $80,000. But look what you're getting. You're getting a very luxurious interior, an incredibly capable electric 3-row SUV that can tow 5,000 pounds. This is a hard review for me because there's nothing to really compare it to. I quite like this, but I don't know if people are going to pay $77,000 for something that looks kind of crazy like this, right? Like, this is not a conservative vehicle at all. This is a very crazy vehicle. It'll be interesting to see how this sells. I hope it sells well. I hope to see these on the road, and I hope to do a test drive with one later in the year. Guys, thank you so much for watching our coverage of the DC Auto Show. I'm Jake. You're watching Gas Guzzlers. This is the EV9. Come say hi to me at the DC Auto Show. It's here till January 28th. Take care, folks.